So what makes the Hipod so special? The fact that it actually allows you to get shots that aren't possible any other way. You can see in the press that it's an invaluable tool to have at your disposal. You can show up without credentials and get amazing footage.
This is a shot of Martha Stewart at her trial. Notice we are not where everybody else is. We didn't have passes, we didn't have permission. But they didn't expect anybody to be on the side at 15 feet in the air. So here we're able to get the shot that no one else has got. We've got her as she is in profile, going up the stairs right into the courthouse. I want you to notice how far away we are as well. We weren't anywhere close to the stairs. All the press is across the street. We're on the side of the stairs at 15 feet up in the air. As we pull back, you can see how incredibly far we are, and still we're able to get the shot.
Who wants to buy a crane? The Hipod can use any camera, so it's even possible to use it for network television. For news, it's an invaluable tool to pack up and take with you. It's very mobile. Being so, it's perfect for the press. Here are a few examples of how you can use the Hipod and the kind of events you might want to use it for. It's amazing for red carpets. Any other event as well. You can pretty much use it for whatever you need. If you cover political events, then this is a must-have.
Here's Kelly Clarkson getting out of the limo. Once again, the Hipod arrived without any press credentials, and look at the footage the Hipod is able to achieve. Look how far away we are, and still we're able to get the shot. Once again, the Hipod does it all.
The Hipod has been extremely successful in the world of sports, working directly with U.S. Soccer and many other sports organizations. However, the Hipod is far from limited to the world of news and sports. You can use it for finishing a music video, working on an independent film, covering the runway at a fashion show, or covering a concert. Really, your options are endless with this kind of a device. You can get right in the middle of a crowd and get elevation you would require a crane for without taking up the space. That kind of mobility is invaluable when you're covering any kind of event. From red carpets, to sports, to everyday news events, to your own projects, the Hipod fits in wherever you need.
Here's some examples of how you can use the Hipod with sports. The Hipod has already achieved tremendous success with Major League Soccer. They're using it as an alternative to the expensive cranes that normally sit behind the goals. And in football, you can use it as an end zone cam, as you have here, as a line of scrimmage camera, or as a sky cam for practices. Whether it's Major League Soccer All-Star games, whether it's normal competition, whether it's boxing matches, whether it's international competition, it doesn't matter. Once again, you can use it as an end zone camera, as we have here. Speed, mobility, and altitude. Basketball, everybody's starting to recognize the tremendous value that the Hipod brings. X Games, other soccer games. High schools are also recognizing the value of the Hipod. It's inexpensive because you don't need to build a lift. It's mobile. You get altitude. It's great here in volleyball matches. You're above the rim or above the hoop. X Games, you're going to be right in the middle of a crowd. Since many stadiums do not allow tripods, how else would you get this shot right on the field and above the field? Here I could be outdoors. I can be indoors. How else are you going to get a shot like this? These are just some examples of how you can use the Hipod in sports. For football in particular, there's three ways to use it. One, as an end zone camera. Two, as a line of scrimmage point of view. And three, as your practice or sky cam perspective.
We invented the base simply for the end zone perspective. Roll it out there, extend the legs for stability, insert the Hipod, extend the Hipod, and that gives you the ability to get a tremendous end zone perspective. And it's standalone. Whether you're covering kickoffs, punt returns, or just getting end zone shots, the Hipod can move between hash marks, from hash mark to hash mark, centering the shot in the camera. For line of scrimmage, I want you to recognize or to see how easy it is to reposition the Hipod at the end of the play so that you can set up for the next line of scrimmage shot. For practice, you can record your drills, or you can even set it up behind the huddle like the Monday Night Football Skycam. These are examples of the Hipod in action. Like I mentioned earlier, Major League Soccer has already used or is using the Hipod as the goal perspective. They tap us in live, so you're seeing the Hipod goal shot live. Here's a couple sequences of football plays. One shot with the Hipod. You get a nice sense of the field, you got some altitude. And here's the same exact play shot at eye level. Doesn't have the same impact, does it? Once again, here's another football play, shot with the Hipod. A celebration at the end. And then the same play, shot without the Hipod. Here's our cameo. But this demonstrates how versatile you can position the Hipod anywhere around the ring and get a tremendous shot. With 320 degrees of rotation, this shot is a piece of cake for the Hipod. Here's our cameo for the volleyball tournament. We're not even in the stadium. I'm outside the stadium, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to get a shot. You can reposition, you can pick this up and move it because it's extremely light, and you get a bird's eye perspective wherever you are. Well, I hope these examples start to give you an idea of what you can do with the Hipod. Thanks again.